This brief module falls under the umbrella of troubleshooting DHCP, and it has to do with verifying database integrity. When you verify database integrity, you can compare the information in a scope to the information that's in the DHCP database. When that information is compared, when you reconcile a scope, you can correct inconsistency between the scope and the DHCP database information. So you might want to consider this or might want to do this if you find that there is information that you expect to see in the clients that you know is in the scope, but it's not reflected in the client configuration. You might want to reconcile the database with the scope information. And the way that you do that is through the DHCP MMC, and you can do this on a per scope basis or for the entire server itself. Now, the button clicking is very straightforward. It's not going to show us much in this case because in this particular lab there aren't a lot of DHCP clients that are requesting IP addresses. But for a particular scope, right click, reconcile, and then verify, and you should find that the database is consistent 9 times out of 10. You can also right click on the server and reconcile all scopes, verify, and this again compares the scope information in the database with the registry. So this shouldn't be a troubleshooting step that you have to take very often, but it can just make sure that the expected configuration information is the information that's in the DHCP database. If you find inconsistencies, you can do one of two things. You can either restore the DHCP database from backup information, or, as I mentioned before, an easy troubleshooting step with DHCP is just to delete and recreate the scopes themselves. So deleting a scope is very easy. Right click on the scope, delete, and we can delete. You'll get a warning if the scope is currently active. Yes, and the scope is gone, and it takes all of 10 seconds to create a new scope.